as we are joined by members of the Criminal Justice Unit. And I'll tell you why. They are the Criminal Justice Research and Planning Unit. They have a lot of work to do. They're marking a significant milestone this year, but they're also doing phenomenal work by helping us to see clearly the picture of what we're faced with in Barbados. So joining me this morning is Senior Statistician and Research Analyst with the Criminal Justice Research and Planning Unit in Kurt Goodridge. Next to him is a very familiar face to all of you on CBC TV 8. Good to see him again, Joshua Hinkson, who is their communications. You're in communications. Yes. Good to see you again, Josh.
Good to see you too.
And Terry Aline, who is a volunteer with the unit indeed. Welcome and congratulations first of all on the anniversary.
Thank you very much.
Clearly put to me, for me and us, in clear view, what is it that you guys do?
So we are the research arm of the Attorney General of Barbados. So we look at all of the research on crime in Barbados, from statistics to hot spotting to geomapping to projections. So basically we analyze all the crime trends in Barbados and put forward policies and recommendations to the Attorney General on how best to deal with it and tackle it.
It's not always a very pretty picture, is it?
It is not. It is not.
What concerns you?
What concerns me right now is the declining age, actually, of young persons, especially young males involved in the violent crimes. We've recently done a study looking at the social risk factors that would predispose young men to engaging in crime. And over the past 10 years, we've seen a steady decline in the ages of the perpetrators of these particular crimes. I know at the top of the person's minds right now is the 2 murders from yesterday. And without getting into details of what happened, what we can say so far is happening is that we're finding a lot of young men between the ages of 16 and 25, and that's particularly concerning for us right now. So we have been trying to understand why these young men are engaging in these types of crimes and looking to see how we can best stem this issue before it gets out of hand. It's already out of hand, as we would think, but we want to engage them and put them on a meaningful path. So that's what we've been trying to focus on for the last year and a half, I would say.
But those statistics also give you the spotlight. You say you're geo-mapping as well, so you can tell locations as well without naming locations.
We won't do that.
But does it cause you alarm when you see the data that's come back to you? Does it surprise you that this is actually happening in these kinds of locations?
Yes and no. Yes, that it is happening at the magnitude in these particular locations, but no, because traditionally the locations that come back from our statistics and our research are generally locations that typically have been the locations. I wouldn't say that they're hot spots. They are the areas where crime is generally known to occur. It's just that it's becoming more frequently now. And if we look at the reasons behind this, we can see that it is not, it is basically, they're densely populated areas. And when you have a large concentration of a population area, crime is going to increase. So they're not surprising the fact that these are the most densely populated areas of Barbados. So that's why it's not surprising, I would say.
So this data guides your responses.
Yes, please.
And so then you can begin to track the changes as they occur.
Correct.
As well. And so if that is the case, you can track changes. What changes are you seeing?
Well, what we're seeing so far is that programs such as sports, and I know the Barbadian public tends to believe that we push too much sports at the young persons, but when you're meaningfully engaging these young men, we see that they're seeing a different approach towards crime. What we did this month particularly is that we tried to put out events that would target young persons. We had a Youth Speak Off for persons between the ages of 14 and 18. And that was the
winner on this morning.
Yes. Perfect. And so we were engaging the young persons in a more meaningful way, showing them that there are other avenues outside of crime. We also had a poster competition in both primary and secondary schools this month. And we're going to have a youth pop-up tournament, which Josh will talk about later. But as I said, we've been trying to give them alternative paths, shows them that there are other paths besides crime. And what we typically realize is that sports is a meaningful way to do that, particularly football. So the Prime Minister's Cup, that's not an initiative of ours, but that would be born out of an initiative from a group that we work with, the MPP National Peace Program under the Ministry of People Empowerment and Elder Affairs. And what they had been doing prior to that was that they were engaging these young men in communities, in densely populated communities, in sports such as cricket and football. And they were seeing that the response, especially for football, was very high and very, very engaging. And once you're giving these young men activities to engage in, you can see that the crime starts to drop.
Yeah, the devil didn't find work for idle
hands or
feet.
Exactly.
And that's fine. So, Josh, what Kirk is talking about, just some of the activities that the criminal Justice and Research Unit is engaged in to make the difference. But you're also engaged in so much more as you mark this anniversary. Give us a sense of how the unit is really marching forward and what activities are you having so we can all come and see for ourselves and engage with.
Well, on Saturday, Pearson, yourself and your viewers could come on down to Kensington Mall from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. as we're having our youth community pop-up. Now, this youth community pop-up, we'll be having a number of activities, games, social things that young people could get engaged in. We're catering to young people ages 16 to 25. So if you believe you're good at road tennis, if you believe you're good at dominoes, if you believe you're good at backgammon, and for the young ladies who are good at makeup, we encourage you to come on down to Kensington Mall on Saturday. And also, it's not just about engaging in these activities, but we will be presenting our first, second, and third place winners with cash prizes. So lots to win on Saturday. So we want people to come on down. Also, we'll have karaoke. We'll have food and drink for people also. So we want people to come on down on Saturday.
From what time?
From 11 a.m.
From 11 in the
So
morning.
we expect to see you from 11 a.m. Pearson.
Hey,
But also,
go ahead.
but we're there until 7 p.m. So
Right.
for those of you who prefer to come out
Later in the day.
later in the evening, the cooler times, that's when we'll have our karaoke. And also, Kurt mentioned our youth speak off competition, and also we had a poster competition. So at 4 p.m. we'll be having our prize giving ceremony for those
winners
who
from those.
yes, those who won.
When you say Kensington Mall, is it the one by the area by the traffic lights or the other side where they have vets?
By the traffic lights.
But, okay,
Yeah,
good.
Kensington Mall
so
car
no
park.
one can miss it.
Yeah.
In the car park itself, right
Yeah.
there by the traffic
Yeah.
lights. So we're all turning up there on Saturday from 11 till 7 to be a part of it. But Terry, you're one of the volunteers in the unit. Why did you volunteer?
I think it's good to give back to the community some of your time, and the amount of crime that's happening right now in Barbados, I think that is a good hand of mine to actually give back to the community with my time.
Are you in one of those interesting communities that Kurt has uncovered?
No, please.
Okay,
No, please.
because I'm trying to get a sense of what it is that drove you into the unit in the first place, because you said you have a passion for making a difference with young people.
Yes, please.
But you come from, they were looking at you and said, you come from a good community, you would never understand what we're going through.
Yes, please.
And so in your engagement to make that change, is it one-on-one, face-to-face, in group sessions? How are you engaging?
I would say one-on-one in group sessions. So that's basically how I go about it.
Is it working for you?
Yes,
Your
please.
efforts?
My efforts.
Well, give me an example of a really good experience that you've had, that where you saw, yeah, I think we're making a breakthrough here.
When I go to like cricket matches and stuff, and you have some like conflict and stuff like that. You have young boys, I would be able to speak to them in a manner, or calm them down in such a way that I can.
Would you like to see more people volunteer, young people volunteer to be a part of the unit?
Yes,
as
please.
you are?
Yes, please.
Is it simple to do, Kurt?
Yeah, it is very simple. You can just go to our website and the information is there, or conversely you can call the department and give them the information and speak to one of the officers who will direct you in the direction of where to go. As well too, we've been also doing conversations in schools, so we've been going to schools and talking about crime. And a school we went to, it was this week I think,
Yeah.
earlier this week, we had a lot of persons who were interested in coming and volunteering with the department. So as I said, we've been engaging the young people and then see that there are other alternative routes apart from crime.
Indeed. And there, I know, Josh, there's some special programming that we'll be showing as well. Talk to me a little bit about what we can expect, our viewers can expect here at TV8.
Yes, Pearson, we have some special features airing on CBC TV8, and they'll also be posted to our YouTube channel. It's a series entitled The Criminal Justice Research and Planning Unit, and IDA Turned Into an Institution. So our first episode aired Sunday night at 8, and our second episode airs tonight actually at 8:03 p.m. So we encourage people to tune in and learn more about the CJRPU. It's a department that generally, I guess people would say, works behind the curtains, but I've come on recently, but I've come to realize the department does lots of work in helping our young people, working with our communities, and providing suggestions on how other government departments could create policies and programming that could help turn around what we are seeing in society. But I also want to mention, Pearson, Kurt mentioned our conversation on crime initiative that we are having within our schools, and that's an important initiative because we like to talk about what we are seeing around young people, but we actually have to talk with young people. So that is the purpose of those discussions. We're actually getting the youth perspective on crime, what they believe is causing crime, what they would like to see happen to turn around what's happening in society right now. And I also want to mention, Pearson, that these conversations, our unit does not just focus on, highlighting particular schools and communities. So I say that to say we all have a role to play, including the media. So gone are the days when we should focus on just sensation, putting stuff out there for views and likes, and to stir up public conversation. But we all have a role to play in this fight against crime. And also, I know we are pressed for time. We have a cricket match. I know you are a batsman of sorts.
I'm a bowler, nobody bowls at me.
No, you told me a time about you're a batsman of sorts.
But that's not my favorite part. I prefer to bowl at than to be bowled at.
All right, I'll call you a budding all-rounder for now.
Thank you, sir.
So we have a cricket match also next Friday, the 28th of November, starting at 7 p.m. This cricket match will be between the Police Select 11 versus Conquering Lions, celebrity cricket team. So we encourage all Barbadians to come out and attend. So our event next Friday and this Saturday are actually gathering events as they are listed on the calendar.
Right. So this Saturday, folks, in the car park at Kensington Mall from 11 till 7. It's a pop-up, but it's an opportunity for you to come engage with other things, but learn a whole lot more about what the CJRPU is doing. And don't forget, next weekend then is the cricket match that is going to pit talent against talent. But all the while the information is being gathered, that information is shared with other government agencies whose task it will be to have to do the intervention. But they do phenomenal work at the CJRPU to gather that information. So I encourage all of you, and if you want to volunteer, contact them. On Saturday, you will see the workers there as well when you show up at the pop-up at Kensington Mall, and said, I want to be a volunteer. I would love to be able to assist and help. And that's important indeed.
And of course, if the general public wants to engage with us, contact us. You can follow us on social media at Criminal Justice Unit 246 on Instagram, and on our WhatsApp channel and Facebook, the Criminal Justice Research and Planning Unit.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Kurt Goodridge, Joshua Hinkson, and Terry Allen of the CJRPU. They'll join us this morning again, reminding you that there are activities as it's marked their significant milestone, 30 years in existence, but 30 years of great work helping us to better appreciate and analyze what's going on in Barbados as it relates to how we conduct ourselves in Barbados, and to provide agencies with solutions so that they can begin to have greater intervention, better intervention, and better outcomes. But we want you to engage with all the activities. Follow on socials and see how you can help.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning.